Okay, I have a serious question here for all of you. Why is the Kamala Harris campaign not making a bigger issue of JD Vance? And before I get to this, please don't take anything that I say as a criticism of Kamala Harris or her campaign. I think they have run a brilliant campaign. And I don't know what they have planned. I don't know their strategy. Okay, I'm just commenting on what I see. And this has just been a question I've had. So I'm just raising this question. We're among friends here. We're just having a discussion. So that's all this is. Take it for what it is. Don't take it as a criticism of Kamala Harris. But I can't help but wonder why I'm not seeing that campaign make a bigger issue of JD Vance. JD Vance is without question the worst vice presidential pick of my lifetime. He's horrible. His approval numbers are in the toilet, right? You couple that with the fact that Donald Trump is the oldest nominee for president in American history. And in addition to his advanced age, he is also very obviously not well. He's clearly not well mentally. I mean, the man is degenerating before our eyes. Every time we see him speak, he's worse than the last time we saw him speak. I don't know if you caught this rally in Wisconsin yesterday, but that man is melting down, right? He's losing it. And he didn't have much to lose to begin with, but whatever he does have, he's losing it. All right, so he's not well mentally. He cannot be in good physical condition. I mean, he looks like shit. And the truth is, you know what? We don't even really know what the man really looks like. We've never seen him without his damn makeup. Okay, what would he, he's probably all pasty and, age spots all over his face. I mean, we've seen glimpses of what he might look like without his makeup when he doesn't apply it all the way, and you see like that orange line on the side of his face, and you see, bright orange, like clown orange, and then you see like pasty white over here. Or when he probably was tired when he was applying it and didn't apply it as well as he usually does. But the point is, he doesn't look well from a health perspective. I mean, he can't be all that healthy. The man doesn't sleep. He's rage tweeting at 3 o'clock in the morning. He doesn't sleep. He eats horribly from all accounts. He downs like 20 Diet Cokes a day. He's constantly with the McDonald's. He doesn't get any exercise, and riding around on a golf cart doesn't count. So the man is old. The man is sick. The man is unwell, right? So if you elect Donald Trump, you vote for Donald Trump, you may very likely be voting for JD Vance to be president. That's really the situation we're in. So why is that not being brought up more to the American people? That's the essence of my question, right? Trump is the oldest nominee in history. He's clearly not well. There's a very real chance he is either incapacitated or dies in office in the next 4 years. He's over, close to 79 years old. He's already exceeded the average lifespan of an adult male in this country, and he's not well. So to me, his health is a real concern. Is he really going to even be president for the full 4 years? It's something that should be raised. And it should be raised, and it should be pointed out to the American people. If Donald Trump, either due to infirmity, illness, whatever, is unable to continue in office, or the 25th Amendment has to be invoked, or he just, he ceases to be sometime in the next 4 years, you are getting JD Vance. Okay? JD Vance should be brought up in that way in this campaign a lot more. People don't like the guy. People are afraid of this guy. The misogyny, the authoritarianism. I mean, people don't like him. So why are we not seeing him featured more centrally in this campaign? That's my question. It's just, I think it would be a good idea. That's all I'm saying, that's it. All I'm saying. By the way, here's just another point about just campaigning in general. And it's unfortunately something that Donald Trump does really, really well, and Democrats don't do nearly as well. And you know, okay, if I'm going to have a little constructive criticism of the Harris campaign, they don't do it as well either. And that is repetition. Repetition. You have to repeat yourself over and over and over. Just because you said something once, or even twice or three times or four or five times, it's not enough. You can't assume, well, I've said it a couple times already, so I'm sure everybody knows. No, you can't assume that people know something unless you have to say it all the time. Your assumption should be the exact opposite. You should assume that people haven't heard you say it yet. Just say it over and over and over again, like Donald Trump does. And pick a few big themes. And I'm not saying she's not doing this. She's not picking a few big themes. She is. I'm just saying, again, don't take this as anything other than subtle constructive criticism. I just would like to see some of her major points, especially those points that go after Donald Trump's strengths. I'd like to see those repeated more. Okay. Look, she's got the Democrat vote locked up. We have just a few weeks left of this campaign. She's got the Democrat vote locked up. Where I think she can gain at the margins and would make a huge difference in these battleground states, it could be the difference between winning and losing. She's got to get these people who are center right, maybe conservative, maybe Republican, former Republican, but don't like Donald Trump. They need to be told, and this is where I think some of these Republican and former Republican surrogates could be really helpful, like Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger and Jeff Flake, who just endorsed her. If they could make the case that Donald Trump is not a freaking conservative, because he's not. You have to remind them of this. Right? You have to remind these, but you have to tell them over and over. Donald Trump was the biggest debt spending president in all of American history. In what way is that conservative? It's not. Okay, go after his perceived strengths, right? He's perceived by Republicans and people who don't really want to vote for him, but he's a conservative and Kamala Harris is a liberal. No, go right after him. Tell these people why you're not really voting for a conservative if you're voting for Donald Trump. He's not a conservative fiscally. He's exploded the debt. He added twice as much to the debt in just 4 years as Barack Obama did in 8. Biggest debt spending president in history. That is not conservative, right? Law and order, that's a conservative principle. In what universe can you say that Donald Trump is for law and order? He can say that all he wants, and that's what he's benefited from. He says he supports the police and that he's for law and order. He's not, all right? You need to tell them. You need to tell the people this. Remind them that Donald Trump is a fucking felon. In what way is voting for a felon consistent with being for law and order? It's not. You have to remind people of this. And by the way, remind them of the fact that he's a felon. Okay? You have to, I've said this a million times, you have to assume not that the American are smart and informed, but stupid and uninformed, ignorant, or at the very least ignorant. If you don't want to go as far as stupid, certainly there's tens and tens of millions of them who are ignorant. They don't know shit, right? And I'm telling you, there are a lot of people out there who do not know that Donald Trump is a convicted felon. I promise you. I know it's hard to believe. You're thinking there, how can that be possible? I'm telling you it's possible. I've been a trial lawyer for 20 years, 25 years. And, we go and we do jury selection. And you just get random people, right, called in for jury service. And you talk about things that are in the news that might be relevant to your case. And it is absolutely amazing how little people know about anything that's going on in the world. Okay, I'm telling you, I promise you, there are a lot of people out there, no clue. They don't know that he's a convicted felon. They don't know that he's an adjudicated rapist. Right? They don't know about the fraud. They don't know about the stolen documents case in Mar-a-Lago. They don't know about any of this stuff. And to the extent they do, they might just know a little bit. You gotta hit him over the head with this. The man is a convicted felon. He's a rapist. Stop assuming that people know this. Beat him over the head with this. Repetition, repetition, repetition. You gotta tell them this stuff. All right? What do people know about Donald Trump or think they know about Donald Trump? Oh, he's for border security And the things that he wants people to know, he tells them over and over and over and over and over. And he gets high marks for those things. He wins in the who do you trust more on this issue, on those things that he repeats over and over again. Why? Because he repeats them over and over again. I'd just like to see a little bit more of that.